Here's Mr. Bob Fingerman, wonderful writer of Winter's Dregs, Zombie World, and now Bottomfinger, one of the best vampire novels I've ever read in my entire life. You want to just say one or two words about why you wrote the book and what, where the book came from? That would be great.
I kind of wrote it as a reaction to just how much the vampire's been over-romanticized, I think. I just wanted to write a book about what it would be. I began thinking about what it would be like to be a vampire, but also be a regular person. Like if you didn't have endless, excuse me, supplies of money, if you weren't royalty, if you weren't from the 18th century, all the things that are so much ingrained in so much vampire fiction. I also wanted to make something that just where being a vampire wasn't really all that cool, Even in vampire fiction, I keep saying vampire fiction like there's vampire nonfiction. Let's strike fiction from that. In vampire literature, entertainment, whatever, there's always something inherently cool about being a vampire, and I wanted to write about how it wouldn't necessarily be that cool. I mean, basically, if you have bills to pay, if you've got to have a job, and all those things, and you're stuck being a vampire, there's a lot of things that it would be a very reductive lifestyle because you couldn't keep your friends, you couldn't keep your family, because you're keeping your identity as a vampire a secret. Because let's face it, if you're a vampire, you're in essence a serial killer, you're murdering people for your food. So I wanted to write about how isolated and isolating it would be to be a vampire and be stuck in a go-nowhere job because you couldn't have a job. Advancement was really part of the equation. It would have to be, for a regular person, a very anonymous lifestyle. So, those are all the kind of things I wanted to explore. So I've got the sort of Anne Rice-type vampires. They show up in the book, but more as a way to satirize that kind of thing. And also, just in a way to be repulsed. Attraction and repulsion are both things they're both very interesting things for me. A lot of the things that I started off life repulsed by, I became attracted to, and vice versa. So I wanted to play with the idea of a character who's repulsed by the hedonism, but at the same time it's attractive, to be able to kind of live a little. This is a guy who for 27 years he's been a vampire, he's been basically just existing. So he's presented, once he meets another vampire, he's never met another vampire in 27 years. When he meets one, he's presented with an opportunity to live a little. And that's when his troubles really begin. So I think that's what the essence of the book is be careful what it's the old classic, be careful what you wish for. He finally gets a friend, and maybe it's not the best thing to have ever happened to him.